Hello, welcome back. Today we're talking about youth pitch calling. Coaches, this one's for you. If you're coaching a travel ball team and you're having some issues with either confusion in pitches or the right pitch isn't being called or you're having other problems, here's some of my suggestions on how to fix that and how to make everything just flow a lot smoother and continue to help your players progress and get better. So I would strongly advise the coaches to call the pitches, and I think there's a lot of benefit that comes from the coaches calling the pitches. It's just going to simplify it a lot for them, and it's going to make it a lot easier, and they should be able to just worry about other things and have fun with it. It's not so overwhelming that they're worried about making the right decision. It's going to be freeing for them, and so they're going to get the pitch from the catcher, and they're just going to nod, and it's just going to go on from there. You're going to throw that pitch, and then they can just have fun with it. And I think that's super important in youth baseball, to have fun while getting better and developing your skill set. Another huge advantage coming from the coach is it's going to start teaching that communication cycle from the coach to the catcher to the pitcher that you'll run into definitely in high school, for sure in college, and a lot of times in pro ball even, that you're going to teach that right away. And so there's no learning curve or anything. Moving up into the higher levels, they just know what's normal and they're going to be able to just run with it from there. So what it looks like is the coach is going to give a simple sign set to the catcher. The catcher is going to put down his 1, 2, 3 sign, and the pitcher is going to nod and just throw that pitch. And it's really that simple, and I would recommend keeping it that simple. Sign sets need to be extremely simple. Nobody's stealing signs at 8 years old, or it really shouldn't matter. So something as simple as just how many times I touch my nose. 1 time for a fastball, 2 times for a slider or curveball if you're doing that at that age. But it can just be as simple as, there's a fastball, I touch my nose 1 time. And just keep it that simple. So the catcher is going to look at you after every pitch. You're going to give them a sign set. He's going to put down the fastball just like I gave the sign. And the pitcher is going to nod and throw a fastball. It can get significantly more complex a lot easier. Just keep it simple. Especially the younger and younger you get, it's just about throwing a fastball in the strike zone. And then, as you're getting older, then it's about throwing a fastball on a side of a plate. So you split the plate in half, inside, outside. And then as you get into high school, if you're really an advanced high school pitcher, you're probably able to do thirds. And honestly, I pitch on thirds on my best days. So it doesn't need to be complex. Keep it simple. If they're always worried about deciding, did I throw the right one? Is it in the right spot? And worrying about that versus just throwing the pitch and playing baseball and having fun, then you're losing out on a lot of that confidence aspect that you really need to ingrain the youngest the better, so that they're able to be successful later. There's plenty of guys that lack confidence, and they suffer for it and they don't perform well. So I think the pitch calling will definitely help with this confidence aspect, because you're just giving it to them. It's like, no, this is the right pitch. This is the one we're going to throw here. And they're just going to say yes and throw the pitch, and they're going to feel really good about throwing that, and there's no confusion or anything like that. So they're just going to get a fastball sign from the catcher. They're going to go, oh yeah, like that's the one my coach wants me to throw, and they're going to throw that one to their best ability, and I think that's super important. So if you have a youth player that is super advanced, or you're sitting there thinking, oh, like I've got a guy that needs to call his own pitches because that's how he's going to learn. That's not always like necessarily the case. So maybe a solution to try first is to, if you think he's advanced enough, is to have conversations with him on pitches, when, where, and why. Have discussions on reading hitters, what the swings look like, the counts, the situations. All those things are going to play into some of these decisions that you're making. So have that discussion. What was going on, why you called that, and he'll learn a lot faster